I don't know, maybe, so there's one guy who doesn't speak Japanese. When he's here, I would like to do this in English. And I think most of you are fine with this, okay? As far as I understood from your resumes, you guys are okay with this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I see some surprised faces, but you should be expecting this. So, this is going to be short, but quite fun, intensive course for 3 days. And hopefully you enjoy this. And then, so first thing first, we're going to cut down this number into half after a 3-day course. Because we cannot handle too many people like this to start our very first batch of our Keio EDGE program. And I will talk about what Keio EDGE program is and then what we're aiming when we get more people in. So, before we start, how many people saw all the videos I sent you? Good! Any comments?
Interesting.
Okay. Which one was?
What I like the most was the David Kelly's how to about the creative confidence.
Creative confidence, yes, yes. It was about a 12-minute presentation. Yeah, yeah. That's one of my best too. Non-SDM people. Okay, we have so many SDM people as spies in the tables. So who are SDM people? Raise your hand. Okay, these are your spies. They're my spies, spying on you if you understood the material and if you're not talking something else. That's not true. They're just here to be a global entrepreneur as well as you guys. So non-SDM people who saw video and any comment on that? Yeah? What's that? No, you don't have to be looking at all the videos.
Well, I really like Century lecture.
Yeah.
Because the system engineer is something that's pretty far from my background.
Right.
But I found some common areas.
Good.
And things that he said.
Right. And he's a really funny guy, isn't he?
Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Can you believe he's like one of the top engineers in NASA?
Well, he's like out of my imagination.
Right.
Because I thought that people from NASA must be really, really square-headed and really, really smart, intelligent people.
Right. Well, you're right about the later half. They're smart and intelligent, but not like a smart ass. But he's quite a funny guy.
Yeah.
That's true.
I really like the fact that he said that when you are trying to work at the front end, when you're trying to make something new, and you have to be prepared for two things, for the risks.
Yeah.
And the first one is the fact that the project might not even happen.
Right.
And the second one that you might not be able to finish it in time.
Cool. Yes.
And it's something that I really, really agree.
Right. We all share that feeling. Yes. True. Who else watched that NASA guy video? 45-minute. Crazy long. But you better. It's really fun. It's okay. Please, you need to skip the first 5 minutes because there will be an Indian guy talking about stuff, right? Yeah, you understand what I'm saying? Yes. So just skip that part and then get to the meat. Yes. Okay. So I hope you saw all the short videos and did you integrate that in your head? I mean, there were 3 types of videos, right? So one was talking about system engineering, one was talking about more about design, and one talking about more on the business side. So basically, these 3 aspects are what we're doing here in Keio EDGE. So you're gonna cover those aspects in 3 days. Today, we're mainly focusing on the design approach, which is design thinking. We will be talking about a lot about design thinking, but not about doing stuff with Play-Dohs and crayons. But we will talk about the philosophy and mindset about this. And then we're going to do a little bit of exercise on their techniques and tools. And then the next day, the second day, will be the 29th. Will be on next Saturday. We're going to be covering the system approach, which is my expertise. I'm a system engineer. I will talk about myself a little bit, but that's my expertise. And you can think as system, and you can approach your target or system of interest as a system. So we're going to talk about that, and we're going to do some exercise on that too. And on the third day, we're going to talk about business synthesis. So this is the term we coined for this Keio EDGE, because you usually call it business analysis or financial analysis, but instead we would like to call it business synthesis. So analysis and synthesis comes in pair, right? And then we think it's always a synthesis that happens first, and then you analyze it to make sure your synthesis is correct, or you make an iteration out of this two aspects. So that's the whole concept of the business synthesis, and we're going to do that in the third day. So that's going to be a lot in 3 days, and I hope you enjoy it. And it's going to be in this room. Yeah, all 3 days going to be in this room. Okay, how many people do we have right now? How many missing? Like 4 more? Okay, 5 more coming. All right, I'm going to start anyways. So, again, welcome. So you are here for Keio EDGE program, and then here's a little explanation on the EDGE. So I have handed out the packet that I'm showing right now. This is the packet. It says introduction. So you can take a look at that, or it's exactly the same. So if you want to look up here, that's fine. So this program is funded by MEX, Ministry of Education, Technology, blah, 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 Sports, Science, and whatsoever. That's all included in this X. So that's kind of funny. But, so this is funded by MEX, and then it's going to run for 3 years. And then this is what they're claiming. So, 日本におけるイノベーション創出の活性化のため、大学の研究開発成果をもとにしたベンチャーの創業や既存企業による新事業の創出を促進する人材の育成. See how I'm excited about this? So, I don't know, the way they put this is so boring. I don't know why, but this is how they do this. Yeah, this is usually how they do this. So basically, they want global entrepreneur. That's what they want. And then a global entrepreneur doesn't make much sense to you, does it? Well, when we first got this letter they were looking for 13 universities to join this program, and then we were writing our proposal. We have no idea what the global entrepreneur is, because it doesn't make much sense, right? So we would like to say we will be aiming to develop the entrepreneur in global context, okay? Who can see, who can feel, who can think in a global context. That makes much more sense, I guess, right? So even though they say global entrepreneur, we will say entrepreneur in global context. It sounds really similar, but I think it transmits a little bit more than global entrepreneur. So that's what we're aiming, and we have a great mix of our student in here at Keio, and we have even undergrad student and grad student, and we have people from outside of Keio. So let's see hands. Okay, who are undergrad in Keio? Undergrad, okay. All right. I know there's one teenage guy, right? Okay, you are 19? 18, good. All right, you're the youngest, that's for sure. All right, we're going to find out who the oldest, no. We won't do that because it will be some people, one of us. So, yeah, okay. So who's in the grad school in Keio system? Keio grad school? No. Regardless. Okay. Okay, you guys are grad school students, okay. All right. Okay, I want to see hands from SDM students too. All the grad students, including SDM. Okay? All right. Thank you. Non-Keio people. Non-Keio people. Okay? Who used to be in Keio? Okay. Good. Good. Thank you. Who are the faculty member and staff? These people. All right? Good. Thank you. So, this is your buddies today. I think we have a good portion of different background, and then I think we have about 1/3 of a female population in the room. So I think that's really important to keep up the diversity. And we have a variety of background. We have, okay, who are science, engineering, so to say, Rikei people? Okay. Who are, so to say, Bunkei people? Non-engineering art. That means you. That's right. Yes. All right. Good. So, okay, we have a good mix of that aspect too. So we're trying to keep that diversity in the room, and then, of course, diversity will help us run this program. All right. So we're going to talk about this for 3 days, and we're going to talk about different approaches to approach this. Who knows anything about this? Yes.
It's very interesting.
Yes, I think so too. I think so too. Innovation is quite interesting. Anybody else? Who knows anything? Yeah, please.
Something new.
Something new, yes? Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to think about it.
Ah, yes. It's not easy.
Not easy.
Right. Yes.
The definition is not fixed yet.
Exactly. You can read 10 books and you'll find out 10 different definitions. Or if you read 100 books, you'll find 100 different definitions. But everyone out there is talking about this. And then this program, next funded program, we are aiming to provide the entrepreneurs or innovators who will aim for this goal, so to say. And then I would like to share our definition for Keio EDGE Program, because we do not want to discuss something we don't know, right? So for now, for this program, I would like to make a definition, and we can always discuss. If you don't agree, if you have any different opinions, then we can always agree, we can always discuss. But let's start from this definition. So this is the definition taken from a book called Innovation Management. This is a very famous or popular book among MBA students in the United States. And then, oh, I forgot to put the works cited on the last sheet, I guess. I will put that up online later. Oh, yes, before I forget. So you can download all the materials in PDF format from this Google shortened address. So you can do that. And it's up online already. So if you want to download that now, then you can. So, okay, from this book, innovation is defined as it is a process of turning opportunity into new ideas and of putting these into widely used practice. Okay? So there is two very important aspects in this. So, okay, it's turning opportunity into new ideas. So someone said it's new, right? That you're right. And it's got to be something new, new idea. And there's a later half that many people are missing, probably. You need to put this into widely used practice. Okay? So you cannot just claim your brightest, newest idea and say, hey, this is an innovation. No, that's an invention. Okay? Or just a new idea. So if you want to be recognized as innovation, then you need to put it into widely used practice. So this is the latest, and I think the clearest definition that I've ever seen. And here's the Japanese version of this. 機械を新しいアイデアへ転換し、さらにそれらが広く実用に供せられるようにする過程であるということですね。で、これ玉田俊平太先生って、これ日本人なんですけどね、俊平太って。会うと普通に日本人のおじさんなんですけど、関西学院大学漢学 MBA の教授の先生で、皆さん、イノベーションのジレンマっていう本ご存知ですかね。本の和訳を書いてるのがこの玉田先生です。で、我々とも非常に近しい関係にあって、今ハーバードですかね。今ハーバードに1年ぐらいですか、半年ぐらいですか。はい、半年ぐらい行ってらっしゃるんですけど、その直前にも SDM に来ていろいろと話をしてもらったんですが、彼がですね、このイノベーションを訳した時に当てた漢字、これでいこうよと言ってですね、うちの授業の時に盛り上がったんですけど、送信普及ですね。送信普及。新しいものを作って普及させたらイノベーションということだよということです。はい。So I think this makes more sense to many Japanese people. And I think if you understand English quite well, then I don't think a term innovation bugs you so much. I don't think so. But if you're Japanese and if you hear this term in a Japanese context, it bugs you so much because many people uses this term very differently, right? So I think for those who lives in Japanese context, I think you need to remind yourself of this definition sometimes, and maybe you need to discuss with someone you're talking to about the definition as such. And I really like Soushin Fuku really much because I think it works pretty well, and then it means quite. I think people can understand this quite easily. So I like this term, and then maybe we should stick to this definition. And one more thing is that innovation, if you are doing innovation, you probably don't know you are in the middle of it, probably. Because innovation is defined retrospectively. So sometime in the future, people, a large number of people will look back and say, hey, that was an innovation, right? So if you're running ahead of this innovation, then you probably don't know if you're in it or not, okay? Maybe it will be people around you in the near future or sometime in the future will say, hey, that was an innovation. So I think, this is my understanding, I think innovation is a social phenomena which only could be recognized in a retrospective way, okay? So that's what I think. So my personal opinion is, if you see someone saying, hey, I am doing innovation, I think yes, right, you know that, right? He wants to make an innovation, but he's not doing innovation. That's how I think, okay? But I can give you some examples of innovation. So, these are our favorite examples of innovation.
Ishibashi-sensei,
Yes.
before that, we want to confirm the photo. Even to get.
Oh, okay, yes, true. So, today we're going to be shooting some photographs and videos. And are you okay with this? Or if you are absolutely not okay with this, please, I want to know that. Is everyone okay taking photos? Okay? All right, you're not secretly here. Good. And you had a question? Anyone had a question? Okay. いいですか？写真撮っても大丈夫ですか？はい。So, okay. I wanted to show you the videos. Good, hold on a second. I don't know why it's not working.
And this is my twin brother. 10 years ago, he was diagnosed with leukemia, but thankfully, his life was saved by a complete stranger who had registered to be a marrow donor. He was lucky, though. You see, more than 650,000 people are diagnosed with leukemia and lymphoma every year. And for the most severe cases, like my brother's, a marrow transplant is their last hope. But only about half find a match. Unfortunately, the Marrow Donor Registry is one of the most underrepresented donor programs in the world. And it's no wonder, really. Most people think that registering as a marrow donor is painful and complicated, but really, all it takes is a couple drops of blood. The only pain is actually finding a way to register. Now, you have to either take time out of your busy day to go to a special doctor, or order a registration kit online, pay $16 for it, and while you're at it, pay for the shipping. We've made it so difficult to register. It's amazing that a few good people out there care enough to jump through all these hoops just to save a random person's life. But the fact is, most don't. Imagine, though, how many lives could be saved if registering as a marrow donor wasn't so hard. What if we could turn a normal, everyday act into a chance to save a life? Introducing Help, I Want to Save a Life. A package of over-the-counter bandages that also doubles as a simple marrow donor registry kit. So the next time you cut yourself shaving or shuffling papers or making dinner and you reach for a box of bandages, you'll have a chance to save someone's life. You just put a couple of drops of blood on the swabs, toss it in a prepaid envelope, drop it in the mail, and that's it. You're a potential lifesaver. This simple idea brought together a pretty unlikely pair. Help Remedies, a pharmaceutical company, and DKMS, the world's largest marrow donor registry. And then something pretty amazing happened. The TED Conference chose it as one of their favorite ideas of the year, and even helped us launch it at this year's global conference. And since then, the whole world's helped us spread the word and share our story. And in just a few short months, sales of Help's bandages are already up more than 1,900%. But amongst all these sales figures and media impressions and YouTube hits, there's really only one statistic that matters. Thanks to this little pack of bandages, marrow registrations have nearly tripled. Who would have thought a few paper cuts could make a world of difference and actually save lives?
So, do you agree that this is an innovation? What do you think? According to the definition, it's you create something new and then you make it widely spread, right? So, according to that definition, I think this is a great innovation, and it's not about new technology, but it's a new approach, right? So there is always a conventional approach for getting more donors, right? You can just stand in front of the big station like Shibuya Station and then call it out loud, you know, for donations, but for donors. But these people, the Help Remedies, you can go their website and you can find various versions of this I want to help whatever product, and it's really interesting. They had this before this Help I Want to Save a Life idea, and then they had a great partnership with this guy who was looking for a partnership to realize his idea. So that's how it happened. And you can read about this in a various website. So I think this is a great example of innovation. And then I wanted to show you this because many of you might have an idea that innovation includes, or innovation has something to do with technology. Okay? Yes, that's true. That's true in some cases, but it's not always true. Okay? So that's the image that I really want you to focus on, or I really want you to understand that innovation does not require new technology, but it does require a new idea, or new concept, or new approach. Okay? Alright, so the next one is another example of what I think is an innovation. I hope you, I don't know what if you agree this or not, but before I get into this. Who knows Black Friday? The concept of Black Friday. Okay, let me explain. So the third week of November, and then on that Thursday, that's a Thanksgiving in the United States. Thanksgiving, you eat turkeys. Okay, in Japan, I don't know why, but in Christmas you eat chicken, right? But that's only true in Japan. You don't do that in the United States. many of my American friends ask me why we do that. I don't even know why. Maybe it's a KFC strategy that they successfully introduced that idea to Japanese culture. But however, back to the story. So that Friday, right after the Thanksgiving, it's called Black Friday, and there will be a big sales in big stores like Best Buy, Target, and things like this. Okay, so big retail store goes on a big sales starting from this Friday to the Christmas, and it's called holiday season. It's a holiday season shopping. So, and what happens in the United States is that, so of course the retail stores, the large retails, they sell the most in a year. Okay, this season is the highest sales of the year. However, the small businesses, like it's usually called Papamam shop, right? So these shops do not sell so much because of the big retails doing mega sale. So that's been a social issue for years and years in the United States. And this action was taken by American Express to somewhat mitigate this social issue. And then they did it in a successful way in terms of their business as well. So I think this is a great example of innovation.
In 2010, American Express created Small Business Saturday, a new shopping day right after Black Friday to help small businesses get what they needed most, more customers. But for 2011, the goal was clear. Make Small Business Saturday more than just a one-off event and cement its place as an official shopping day during the holiday season. American Express couldn't do that single-handedly, so they rallied business owners, consumers, and public officials to help. First, they gave small business owners a toolkit to carry the day. American Express armed them with everything they need, from a Shop Small badge, to posters, to social marketing tools. This digital kit featured a YouTube video maker for businesses to make their own ads, a Facebook page builder, and a way to launch online deals through Foursquare. Over 500,000 owners took advantage. Next, American Express reached out to get public officials on board. Communities and states from coast to coast declared their support. Even the Senate stepped up and passed a resolution declaring Small Business Saturday an official day, unanimously. Finally, American Express rallied millions of shoppers to join the movement by finding local businesses and pledging to make one small purchase.
I pledge to shop small at Big Top Candy Shop.
Alan's Boots.
At Juno Baby Store.
Make the pledge to shop small.
Please.
Shop small on Small Business Saturday.
So how big was it?
You know, 20% increase. Our sales were up about 30%.
166% increase from last year.
In the end, it became a top 10 trending topic on Twitter. The second annual Small Business Saturday reached 2.7 million likes on Facebook, more than double the first year. Most importantly, 103 million Americans shopped small, from California to Washington, D.C.
This is Small Business Saturday, so we're out here supporting small businesses.
In just over a year, Small Business Saturday went from a day that didn't exist to a permanent fixture on the holiday shopping calendar. See you next year.
So this was the second example. Again, there's no technology, well, some technology involved, of course. There was a Facebook and Twitter, but nothing new. But it was a concept of Small Business Saturday, and then it was widely spread. And I can almost say this is artificial innovation, because they accelerated, they penetrated throughout the United States. I think the American Express was strategic, and then they were pushing so that this concept will go through the many heads of the American people. So it's a little different with the Health Remedies version, because Health Remedies took off by itself almost. But I think this American Express was well promoted and well organized, so that it will go throughout in many people's minds, I guess. So I think this is another great example of type of innovation. And there's a third one. And so, okay, this is another really famous example. Of course, I'm pretty sure you know the Banco Popular de Puerto Rico, right? Because that's really popular. No way, right? Nobody knows Puerto Rico Kokumin Ginko, right? But okay, they were very innovative in a way to turn their country around. Okay, so I'll just show you this.
Living off welfare has become a common way of life, so common that it is celebrated in the greatest salsa hit of all time, No Hago Nada, which translates to I do nothing. This classic belongs to a Gran Combo de Puerto Rico, the most famous salsa band in the world. As the largest bank in Puerto Rico, Banco Popular's success depends on the island's economy. So to help propel it in the right direction, it convinced the Gran Combo to rewrite history. On August 16th, a simultaneous broadcast roadblocked all of the country's TV and radio stations. The band unexpectedly released a new version of their song with new lyrics, this time with a completely different message. The new song took over the media. A day after, Banco Popular launched a PR campaign to make it the country's most popular song. The song made it all the way up to the top of the charts and generated over $2 million in earned media. In times when banks are particularly disliked, the campaign increased Banco Popular's image and reputation index to a record 80%. It also sparked a debate that grew into a movement of Puerto Ricans committed to the progress of the island.
Isn't it interesting? Funny? Yeah, for those quite didn't catch the content, これプエルトリコ国民銀行が、プエルトリコって国民の 60% ぐらいが生活保護に引っかかっちゃうぐらい非常に勤勉な国民性だったと。でこれまずいということになって、当然国の税制を逼迫しているということで、このプエルトリコ国民銀行がプエルトリコで一番人気だった歌が最初に出てきた歌ですね。何もせずにゆっくり暮らそうやみたいな、国民全員ボブ周りみたいな状態なわけですね。その状態をなんとかひっくり返そうということで、ある日突然ですね、今までのヒットソングだった歌をですね、全部歌詞を書き換えて、で、メディアを全部ジャックして、それを一斉に国中に流し始めるということをやったと。そうするとですね、プエルトリコの人みんなとっても素直みたいで、みんな働き始めるということが起きましたよということで、これちょっとプエルトリコの友達がいる方ぜひ確認してみていただきたいんですけど、これ一説によると、いやそうでもなかったよっていう2チャンネルみたいなところの書き込みを見たりですね、ちょっと事実のことは分かりませんが、こういうことが起きたということですね。So I think this is another great example of how innovation could be planned or actually activated by somebody's idea and somebody's action. So I think this is a great example. So these three were example of innovation. So you come up with something new, right? New idea, and then you spread so that it will be acknowledged and appreciated as a new norm or new habit, right? So that was the definition of innovation, 送信普及, right? And next three videos, these are example of innovative thinking or innovativeness, okay? So I want you to try to think, how is it different? But still, these are really, really interesting. So this I showed you as an example of innovative thinking. Can anybody explain why this is not innovation but innovative? Anyone wants to try? Why this is not innovation? Yes?
This is a new approach to create a lot of trust, but
Yes?
it is not so widely spread.
Ah, yes, exactly. Maybe people get bored overnight, right? Yes. But quite a new approach. Quite a new approach. Because conventional approach will be you putting up a sign saying you should trash your garbage into the trash can, right? That will be the conventional approach. But they took another road. And it's interesting why these people are doing this. But I'm going to show you another video of this series, and I will explain a little bit about this. Again, this is the same series called Fun Theory. You can go to funtheory.com and you can see a bunch of these kind of videos. And so the insight behind this was, it was written during the movie, but they thought if you add fun into daily activity or something that you want many people to engage in, people will do. Instead of forcing them, instead of making a rule to do so, you can add a little bit of funness to whatever activity that you want to propagate through people's mind, and you will achieve this. So that was the insight of these folks, Volkswagen. And the interesting part is that why these people, the Volkswagen, are doing something like this. So they have this insight, and they are trying to apply this so that they can help the kids in the back seat to put on more seat belts, okay? To get the more seat belt fastened kids on the back seat. これ車の後部座席の子供たちの、なんですか、シートベルト装着率を上げるためにこういうことが使えないかなということをフォルクスワーゲンが考えてるっていうところが面白いですよね。I used to work for Honda. Maybe I should talk about myself, but I will in a few moments. But I used to work for Honda as an engineer. And us engineers think in a very, very non-innovative way most of the cases. And we never had this kind of idea of not forcing the people to put on the seatbelts or put on the helmets, but they had a very, very different approach of making it fun so that people will engage in this activity. So I thought, as an engineer who used to work for an automobile company, I think this is really, really innovative, and it's a creative way to approach your target or purpose. The third one is a little bit different taste, but I will show you this anyway because it's really interesting. So this was an approach done by Contracts, who sells a special kind of water. And then, of course, water is a commodity, and you don't make much difference. You know, it's very difficult to differentiate, right? Because everyone else is making the same water. But Contracts took this approach to give a very different image of water, which cannot be differentiated so easily. So this was a French commercial done in 2011. So these three are example of innovativeness. Okay, innovativeness, and this is not something that's widely spread yet, right? And probably get bored overnight or so, or maybe a couple days at most. So there are differences between being innovative and coming up with an innovative idea and then actually making innovation happen. So in the Keio EDGE program, we would like to distinguish these two. Being innovative and aiming for innovation is something very different. So the approach we can take is we can aim for innovative idea or solution, and we wish or we hope and we plan and we act so that it will become innovation at some point in the future. So I don't think non-innovative idea will become innovation, right? And maybe many innovative idea dies along the way before it becomes an innovation, okay? So I think many of us agree on that, right? Not all the innovative idea survives to become innovation. But I think all the innovation happened from maybe a small innovative idea. Do you see that, there is no equal equation here? So I think that's what we're trying to aim. So we would like to stick to this innovation definition and then distinguish between innovative and then innovation. Okay. Wow, I'm doing so behind the time. That's okay. That's okay. All right. So here are three important things that we will be trying to achieve in this Keio EDGE program, and then this is what we like you to be thinking. Think outside of the box. Okay, this is quite important to come up with innovative idea, and then of course business-wise, because we are talking about entrepreneurship, it's very important to present the new value proposition. Okay? Not regular value proposition, but it's a new and maybe innovative value proposition. It's very, very important to think outside of the box. The second point is that you need to orchestrate the implementation. We use the term orchestrate because you may not be only one doing this, right? You will you will definitely find your buddies to start your new business or new idea, right? So we use the term orchestrate the implementation. And of course, you want to orchestrate so that you have a solid start with your new business idea or your new venture business idea. And the third point is accelerate penetration. So as we saw in American Express example, it did not took off itself probably. So American Express carefully planned and carefully iterated probably to penetrate their new concept and idea throughout the continent of North America, right? So accelerate penetration is something you need to work on to aim for the growth of your concept, growth of your business, growth of your idea. So Keio EDGE program is basically, could be summarized as you aim for a new value proposition. So this is a Keio EDGE person, which is you. You aim for new value proposition, and then you aim for solid start, and then you aim for growth. Okay? So this is we want you to be aiming. And then what you do is that you find insight so that you will achieve the new value proposition, and then you orchestrate implementation so that you will have a solid start. And I really want you to accelerate the penetration so that you will have a growth. Okay? So this is cause and effect relationship that we want you to be thinking. And then we would like you to behave like this. So ideation, we will talk about a lot about this today. And then structuralization or organization, we will be talking about this in the second day about as a systems approach. And then this is something we cannot teach you. Think different. You always need to think different. You want to be different from somebody else's idea. You want to be different from somebody else's concept. This is not something we can teach. Okay? This is something we wish you have that. Okay? But we can teach you some ideation techniques. We can teach you some structuralization techniques and organization techniques. But we cannot teach you the thinking different mentality or the mindset. So our Keio EDGE program does not necessarily aim for startup CEOs, but we would like to produce this type of person and various types of innovators and in various types of circumstances. So we have some students, right? And we have some bachelor student and graduate student, and we have some people from large company. And you probably be surprised when you see their name cards or the meishi. Yes, and then of course we want all of you to become innovators willing to make changes in the world. Okay? So this is what we aim. So this is the big vision that we have for Keio EDGE program.
Can I ask you a question?
Yes, please.
I want to clarify the difference between innovation and innovative.
Yes.
For the first example of innovation, it was spread to all over the world. Second one is for the US. Third one is for Puerto.
Yeah.
And in innovative example, it was spread to maybe a town or a very limited area.
Yes.
So how large area is innovation needed for one country or for one city or something?
Great question. Great question. What do you think?
I think innovation, we can regard it as innovation if the idea is spread to the people who need it.
Okay. So it doesn't matter how much people you're talking about, maybe. It doesn't matter the volume. Is that what you're saying?
The volume?
Yeah. The number of people?
Number of, so it depends on like the market. Like you.
Yeah.
So I cannot say, for example, 1 million people is enough. I cannot say.
Right, right. Yes.
How do you think?
I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. Maybe we can, if we take maybe one family of 5 people, and make them happy with a new idea, then it is absolutely innovation for them, right? And so I think you're absolutely right. It's relative. It depends on what you are aiming for.
Yeah, and I asked such question because I was wondering what is the difference between innovation and only just a temporary boom. I saw the third example of the innovation in Puerto Rico. I thought it was just a boom, but what makes it innovation?
Very good question. I don't think there is an absolute answer for this, but my personal opinion is one thing is that volume of people. Okay, it probably has to be more than a certain number of people, and not only a normal like the uniform people, but people with some diversity. So, for example, I think it's better. It's more innovation. More innovation. I don't know if that works, but it's more innovation if your product or service or whatever, your concept is admitted or appreciated over multiple countries. Because now you're talking about more people, but not only the volume, but the culture-wise, language-wise, you're talking about more diverse people, right? So I think it's a multiplication of number, and then how much it's diverse, and then I think the duration. So Susan Boyle, who remembers her? Yes? Was it an innovation? We thought it was for like a week or so, right? Because many people watched YouTube, and then many people appreciated her as an angel voice or whatever. But it lasted only for a month or so, right? So I think the internet and YouTube, brought this phenomenon so easy that you can approach to 7 billion people instantly, right? But it doesn't last so much. So I think to define innovation and what is innovation and what is not is very, very difficult. But there is some parameter that we can think of: the volume, the number of people, and then the diversity that you're talking about, and then the duration. I think there is some combination of these 3 parameters. This is my personal opinion, and it's not in any paper or book. Maybe I should write a paper about this, but that's how I'm thinking, and we can, of course, discuss. Yes, thanks for asking. Yes. Okay, so this is a Keio EDGE program, so that was more of a personal vision, and this is more of what we offer as a program. So we expect you here. You have strong domain knowledge. I don't care what that is, engineering, science, art, whatsoever. But we selected you. I mean, you applied us with a strong background. And then we saw all your resumes, and we acknowledged that you have some kind of entrepreneur mindset. You are not a CEO of a startup, but you do have entrepreneur mindset because you are here and in a holiday Monday, right? You're already entrepreneur, I guess. So you have that, and then hopefully you have many international friends. I saw your resumes, and then many of you have study abroad experience and working abroad experience. And then I think this is very, very important to have, to you to become an entrepreneur in a global context. So this is what you learn and do in this program, innovative thinking. We will teach you this, or we will do this throughout the coursework. This is a 3-day coursework, and then some of you will move into the project work. It's going to be a short, but another intensive project work. You will be working in a project-based learning curriculum. And then this is what you become. You will become a person who can bring the new value proposition. So that's one capability out of strong domain knowledge. Based on that, you build up on that, and then you will become a new value proposition capability person. And then with your entrepreneur mindset, we will teach you some techniques in my new mindset, and you will become new business synthesis capability person. And then have an international friend attribute or skill. We will try to convert that into interdisciplinary approach capable person. So this is the overview of what we're aiming as a Keio EDGE program. Right. And then this is the scope of the Keio EDGE program. So because we are talking about the concept and then the mindset, I wanted you to try to understand as much as possible. So I drew a lot of diagrams. And for some of you, it may make sense, it may not, but I hope it helps you somewhat. So this program has its scope set to all why and what and how domain, okay? Because many seminars or many short programs do focus on how, like how you ideate, like how you design, and how you blah, 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 right? But if you recall all the videos that I sent you, they're not talking about hows, right? They're more talking about the mindset, how you think and how you approach. So our program has scope set to why and what and how, in maybe in an equal balance. But we will talk a lot about why and what, and a little bit about how, because how will help you in various situations. And of course, entrepreneurial mindset is essential in any of these domains. And then global mindset is also essential of in any of these domains. So when you're thinking why and what, of course you need to be thinking in the global context. So these are required throughout the program, but these all 3 domains will be covered. We will try to cover all of these 3 in a Keio EDGE program. We do not focus on hows, okay? And because that will be very cheap and it will die in a couple years, because hows will die really quickly. But whys and what doesn't die so quickly. So we will try to focus on 3 domains. And then we will talk about why it's important. Okay, we will talk about you creating or you coming up with new business idea as an entrepreneur. We will talk about why your idea is important and why you do it, and then what question to solve and what goal to achieve. And then we will talk about how to solve your question and how to implement your idea and how to grow your idea. So these are things that we will cover in this program. Okay, this is another diagram showing you what Keio EDGE person's capability structure will look like. So basically, we are trying to develop Keio EDGE person with new value creation capability. Okay? These are all capability. We would like you to become someone who can propose a new value, okay, and who can create a new value, and then who can monetize and who can manage that value creation. And to achieve so, we would like you to be comfortable with interdisciplinary approach. You are from, most of you, I mean all of you are from different domains and different backgrounds, and we would like you to become comfortable working with different disciplines and then making it worse working together. Okay, so that's the interdisciplinary approach that we would like you to be familiar with. And then interdisciplinary approach is enabled by two basic thinking techniques. One is design thinking. That's what we will be talking today. And another one is system thinking, which we will cover in 29. And then this is another pillar or another column that we expect you to have already, domain knowledge. Okay? Because all of you are from different domains. Domain meaning somebody's from mechanical engineering, that's myself. Somebody's from art, somebody's from electrical engineering, somebody's from political science. Those are your domains. Okay? You need this. Okay? If you want to become entrepreneur or innovator or whatsoever, you need to have certain domain. You can, please don't put your innovator on your name card. Okay? Business card. That's not cool. That's not cool because innovator is not your job title. Okay? I want to express myself as a systems engineer who is entrepreneur as well and probably innovator as well. Okay? I hope you have that image too. And then business synthesis. So like I said in the beginning, we do not cover all the MBA stuff. We will talk about MBA stuff, but we don't do that in an MBA manner. We will cover that so that it will help you in entrepreneurial activities. So business synthesis is a key word for our program. So basically, this is telling you what we want you to become. Okay? Strong in domain knowledge, which is you are already, and then we will train you or we'll give you some exercise on system thinking and design thinking so that you will become interdisciplinary approachable person. And then we will talk about the business synthesis and basic techniques so that you can synthesize your business or design your business. And then for what? We want you to become a person who can create a new value. Okay, so that's our capability structure. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the coursework. So the coursework, this is the short, intensive, or is it intensive short? I don't care, but it's a 3-day workshop style coursework. Okay, so this is what we aim. So this coursework you will learn and do innovative thinking by design thinking lectures and exercises. And you will be familiar with the mindset and some tool set. And then system thinking lectures and exercise, and then we would like you to be familiar with the way of thinking and some diagram drawing, and which is quite helpful. And then financial synthesis or business synthesis lectures and exercise. And we would like you to become familiar with the concept and basic techniques. So in this coursework, you will learn the both mindset and tool set for design thinking and system thinking and financial synthesis. And then we, as a whole, we are calling it innovative thinking. Okay? So for the coursework, I have colored the stuff we will be doing more in the coursework. We will be covering system thinking, design thinking, and then business synthesis, mindset and techniques. And then you will be exercising interdisciplinary approach, but not much about new value creation. Because that takes more time. That is more time consuming. We need a project to do so. So we will leave that for project work. So, but for all of you here, we'll do this letters in the white, and you will experience how you can approach interdisciplinary. So that's a goal of our coursework. And then there's a project work. And there are two types of project works. We have some students from SFGs, right? I suppose we have 3 or 4 students from SFG. 4? Yes. And 5? Okay. So, like I said, this is our first year program for Keio EDGE, and then we are in a so to say of the test bed or a pilot program mode. So probably we will have a larger number of people coming in for the second year program, because this year is our first trial, and then we wanted to go carefully. I'm not saying you learn less. I'm saying you learn more, because we don't know what not to teach you and what to teach you. So we will do everything for you, right? Next year we will probably cut it down to half, because I'm not going to squeeze it into 3 days probably. So you're lucky this year. And we have 2 courses for project work. So SDM type PBL, you can read it out later. We will do this in a group work, 5 to 6 people, probably 4 for this year. And then for SFC type, you will be conducting a project work with your professor and then the mentor outside of campus. So there are a little difference. And then SFC, it's a part of their coursework, so they will be credited. And then for SDM type, we do not give out credit, so it's more towards the people who are from outside of the Keio system. So that's how we are different, SDM and SFC. And I'm not going to get into the SFC detail because I'm not quite sure about SFC detail. We may have a professor coming in from SFC sometime to talk about the program. But okay, so this is how SFC and then SDM type PBL, project-based learning, are different. So like I said, we will be focusing on why domain, what domain, and how domain. But for SDM type PBL, we will be focused a little bit more on, or not, maybe I should say, you will be spending more time on why domain. Because as an entrepreneur, you're looking for your colleagues and somebody to support you, you need to have a very strong why domain. Okay? So we will be spending a little bit more time, you will be spending a little bit more time on this why domain to clarify and to structure and try to propagate that or communicate that to a stranger. And then for SFC type PBL, you will be focusing, or you'll be spending more time on how to solve and then how to implement. Okay? I am not saying that both projects are equally focused on every single areas, but this is you spending more time on different domains. Okay? So your instructor will help you to develop these areas if you are in SFC PBL. And if you're in SDM type PBL, we expect you already have done some experience. If you already have some experience in how domain, okay, that's what we expect. So we have a little bit different expectation for project-based learning. Okay, and I will talk about SDM type PBL. So SDM type PBL aims these 3 things: new value proposition capability, new business synthesis capability, and interdisciplinary approach capability. And then we will do this through the course, the project work. And project work will be done in collaboration. You will get in the project team of multicultural and multidisciplinary members of 4 to 5 to 6 people. And then you will be thinking or approach like a designer, and you will think and approach your problem or solution as a system. And then you will be thinking, you will not only be analyzing, but creatively designing your business. So that's what we expect you to do in the project work for SDM type PBL. And the diagram that I showed you before, now we are moving into this area because we will cover these 3 things in a coursework. Now we want you to be focusing on new value creation in a PBL. And then I would like to call it BYOD party. It's a bring your own discipline party. It's not BYOB. BYOB is bring your own beer party. So that's, you bring your beer to the party, that's a BYOB. But it's a bring your own discipline party. So you will become a team with different discipline people, and I would like you to approach interdisciplinary and then try to create a new value. Okay? So this is what we will be focusing on the PBL. And then there's another aspect that we will be adding on the PBL. We will add a tip to improve English communication skill for non-English non-English native speakers. Yes, non-English native speakers. So this Keio EDGE program and in the EDGE program in general, all the 13 universities around Japan. There is the University of Tokyo, there's Kyoto University, there's Osaka University, Ritsumeikan University, Waseda University, and more. You can go online and check. We're all trying to do this, not all of them, but many of us are trying to run the program in English. And then at the end, I will show you the timeline, but at the end of this school year or the fiscal year in March, probably all 13 universities will get together and we'll do a presentation. Okay? And this will be done in English. So, to be outstanding among these 13 universities, we would like you to give you some tip for English communication. It won't be a cheesy English class. It will be somewhat more structured and interesting English improvement techniques. Okay? So that will be added. So this is what it looks like when you get into the PBL. And so SDM type PBL requires you to be iterative in all of these domains and interdisciplinary throughout these domains. And then early validation, I will talk about this later today. And of course, being innovative thinker throughout in any of these domains. And then you will be spending a little bit more time on the why domain. So, like I said, you will be iterative, interdisciplinary, and then, of course, focusing on early validation and then innovative thinking for all these domains. So that's what we would like to aim for SDM type project-based learning. Okay, and so I will go a little bit quickly about the SDM type PBL. So this is what you do and deliver. So you will be in a team, and you will be delivering, very simple, unfamiliar but convincing and fascinating business design result with new and innovative value proposition, coarse but solid looking startup plan, and ambitious but interesting growth prospect. Easy, right? Very simple. So I'm saying, give me a great business design. That's what I'm saying. Okay? And then there's more that I've written, but you can probably read it later. I have described what is new and innovative value proposition, and I have described what is coarse but solid looking startup plan, and what is ambitious but interesting growth prospect. Okay? So this is what you will be delivering. You will try to deliver at the end of the project-based learning of the SDM type. Okay? And then to support you throughout this project work, we have a variety of instructors. We will get them introduced to you, but we have, like myself, engineering science background people, but we're not normal science and engineering background people. We're engineering science background people who are more interested in complex and dynamic system, which provides new value. So that's who we are. We have business and management background people who are interested in synthesizing and managing new business model, which enables new value chain. And we have an information architecture background person who is interested in communicating regardless of language and discipline within global context. And we have a design background faculty member who are aiming for design and manage not only colors and shapes, but philosophy and principle of the deliverable. So that's these are the instructors you will be seeing. And then we all practice entrepreneurial mindset in a global context. So you will. I hope you have fun talking with these people, and you will get to know them pretty soon. And just a quick comment about the SFC type project-based learning. I don't have much details, but this is what they have. So they call they have a project in the middle, and then I think you are here, the participants, and then you will be teaming up with here, Kokunai Kyoryokusaki. So that will be your mentor within Japan. And then of course your professor will help you. So you will be basically in a small team of you and professor or instructor, and then the mentor. And after you've done certain amount of coursework or the project work in Japan, you will have a chance to go to fieldwork overseas. So that's the program structure, and that's all. And I don't have much more detail, but you will probably, if you're from SFC, you will probably hear from Ikeda Sensei or somebody else pretty soon. Okay, so the schedule. So this is a schedule that we have. Intensive 3-day coursework is to get you ready with the right equipment. So that's what this is for. So some of you will just be attending the coursework, and then some of you will be attending the project work. So we will probably choose about 16 people to stay with us, and then we will we need to ask the rest of the people to maybe hopefully join us next year, because we, like I said, we cannot handle many people this year. We can just handle about 16 people for this year because this is our first challenge. So, and then for those of you who remain for project work, we will have Keio Innovation Forum, which is on March, and we will have an EDGE Forum, which will be sometime in March, that 13 schools will get together and then do presentation, and we'll probably be doing some competition all together. So that's what this is what it looks like. And then there's the long-term perspective. So this is our first year, or zeroth year, and then second year, and then third year. So this is you participating this year, right? And we want your friend or you, I want you to recruit them to participate next year, because we really want good student or a good participant to join the program who are willing to become global concerned entrepreneur or entrepreneur in global context. And then we rely on you to recruit all those candidates. And you become a mentor probably next year. And then another new thing that will happen next year is we're going to have participants from overseas. We are already talking with India and Indonesia. Actually, 3 faculty members just came back from Jakarta last night. So they're tired. If you see them sleeping, that's them. All right? And then your friend will recruit a friend of yours, and then he or she will participate in the third year, and then you can come back as a mentor, maybe instructor, or even angel with money. Okay? So this is what we are calling Keio EDGE ecosystem. Okay? So you don't just go out and say bye-bye after this 3-day course or PBL. We will love you to come back. Okay? We will love you to come back. And so after several years, we expect all you to become Keio EDGE alumni. And then I hope we can keep in touch for various opportunities. And we would like to have continue our conversation. Not only for 3 years, maybe after that too. Okay, so this is the overview of the coursework and then the project work. And there, like I said, we need to select some people among you to come to our project work. So this will be the big picture of Keio EDGE program, and then we are expecting 16 participants for the SDM type PBL. And you are all considered as a candidate. So you are all considered as a candidate right now. And we'll be evaluated according to the selection criteria. So, I may sound harsh, but we need to do this, okay? So, among you, we will ask about 16 of you to join our project-based learning. You will be the guinea pigs. You're the first batch. So, guinea pig, morumoto. Yes. Guinea pig って言うんですよね、モルモットってね。モルモットって英語で言っても絶対通じないんですよね。知ってました なので、実験用モルモットのことはギニーピッグ。Okay. So you'll be that. Okay. So this will be the selection criteria. So I wanted to clarify this is what we will be doing for 3 days. Okay. Based on your intensive short course work performance, participants will be evaluated individually with basic points and special points. And these are basic points. Team contribution. We will qualitatively measure your team contribution. So you will be working in teams. So we will be moderately looking at your discussion, how you accommodate, how you facilitate, and how you motivate. Okay, this is what we'll be looking at qualitatively. And then class contribution, quantitative measures by instructors. So I already have spoken. Many of you have spoken already. We will be moderately counting number of questions and number of comments and number of presentations within these 3 days. So these will be the basic points, so that we will have more good guinea pigs to play around in the BBL. Or, you know, we just want to keep our project-based learning level in a certain level, so that many of you will satisfy with the program. And then the special point will be given to those who will perform outstandingly as a person with strong background. For example, like very deep domain knowledge or expert talent or expert knowledge. So these will be qualitatively measured by instructors, because there are so many instructors around you. We will be moderately looking at that. And then the entrepreneurial mindset is something that we're looking for as well. And outstanding performance as a global context-minded person. And then another thing is that outstanding performance as an innovative-minded person. So these are things that we are looking for. Okay? And I know most of you have it, and we're looking for those who are more who are with more characteristic like this. And then the selection result will be sent out by December 1st, so the next day right after the 3rd day. And then we will ask about 16 people to come join our project-based learning course. So that will be 16 people. Okay? Okay, so I have been talking for about 90 minutes. Any question? Yes?
I think to reduce the criteria of
yes.
selection makes us pressure. Why do you make it clear?
Oh, okay. Because I didn't want to be unfair, right? Is it pressuring you so much?
Some may feel.
Some may feel, yes. Please don't. Because you're all capable. We know that. You're all capable, but you know what we need to do is we need to have a good guinea pigs. No. So this is what we want. Okay, this is our first year trial. We want a lot of feedback from the participants. We need what to improve. We need what to add. We need what to fix. Okay? So we need somebody we can communicate. We need somebody who can understand what we're saying. All right? So that's why we are setting this criteria. And I'm sorry, some of you may feel this is kind of pressured, but yes, this is how we do this. Yes. Maybe this doesn't suit the Japanese context, but I don't know, if you go abroad, this is normally how its courses provided, right? But at least it's clear, right? At least it's clear how you're graded, right? So, yes?
Sorry, in the page slide number 51, you talked about the special points.
Yes.
And I think the first one is kind of unfair because it talked about how the student have the strong background, like expert knowledge, right? But actually, I'm a bachelor student, so I don't have enough knowledge less knowledge than the master student. So I think that's unfair. So do you have any comments on it?
Are you a good cook?
Sorry.
Are you a good cook?
I hope so.
Okay, yeah. I think you're better cook than a graduate student. So we're not talking about your knowledge on the academia side. We're talking about different expertise. So when we say special knowledge or special outstanding performance, I'm not talking about just the grades on the paper test. Okay, we are talking about different background, not like engineering or science, but maybe your great surfing skills, right? Maybe you're really good at talking to people. Those are considered to be strong background. Okay?
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yep. Yes.
I don't feel any pressure, but
yes.
Would you give us feedback after 3 days?
Yeah, we can do that.
Team or one by one?
Well,
team.
Right. Right now, we are not planning to do one by one, but if you would like to have that conversation, we're more than happy to do that. Yeah? Okay? All right. So, sorry it took me longer than I thought, but I really want to clarify what we're doing and where we're going, and then I hope you agree what we're doing, and then I hope it sounded kind of fun or pressured. But yes, so basically we will be covering 3 things. So design thinking approaches, system thinking approaches, and how you synthesize your businesses. So these are 3 aspects we will be covering, and I hope that will help you in many ways. All right, let's take a break. Let's take a break about 10 minutes. Let's take a break until 20 minutes before 11, so 10:40, okay? 10時40分まで休憩にして、それから再開にしましょう。The restroom is outside. If you go straight that way, and then don't go outside the door. It's right next to the door. It's to your right. Okay? All right, let's take a break.